All right, we're recording, guys. Happy Monday. It is the last day of July, and so I'm really excited because when we got together as a team for Team Cup coming up in August, we were trying to decide what would be really beneficial as we dive into August, and the biggest thing everyone said, what would be helpful would be inviting, and just getting more of our heads wrapped around that big, almost sometimes scary part of our vital behaviors. And so I already had planned having Julianne on board with us, but I think it's going to be an awesome way to kick off the beginning of August tomorrow by having her chat with us tonight about sending empowerment and just her whole viewpoint on the invitation process. I'm not going to talk very much longer, but I just want you guys to know that Julianne, truly, if you don't know who she is, if you haven't met her yet, if you were not a part of our team the last time she hopped on and did a Zoom with us, she is not only a 2017 elite coach, she's not only a freaking badass dog aunt she's not only just like somebody I really look up to in this business network, but she's also like my best friend in the world. So I adore Julianne. And the thing is, guys, this team, this energy you felt from this team, it sparked from Julianne having just a little bit of belief in me. And that has poured out now into you guys. So Julianne, I'm so thankful for you. Thank you for taking your time tonight. And I'm going to turn it over to you, sister.
Yay! Thanks for having me, you guys. I'm so excited. Becca, I know you've heard a little bit about what I'm going to present on tonight. However, Team Cup is awesome. I love Team Cup. I love the team feel. I love that everybody's just in on this common goal. I think with Team Cup, you have this fear of letting your team down. So don't approach Team Cup in that aspect, but of what I get to do with Team Cup with my team and all the positive movements you can make with it. And I think just the biggest thing with Team Cup, this is not planned, by the way, me talking about this, is having a plan. So for me, it's really, really important that I set up a plan. So I know my challenge group is August 21st. I know that I have my event page already up and going, and I'm going to show all of you guys that and what I've done already for the Team Cup. In fact, me just making my event page a couple days ago in the videos, someone joined today and just wanted to be in on my August 21st challenge group, which is cool because then I just put her through my current one. So she's just going to filter over. But that plan is key. And if you show up faithfully every single day in the month of August, you are going to move insane mountains. So I'm going to share my screen, but I think the biggest thing, actually, Brittany, is it okay if I show you guys a little bit? This is totally chill and going off the grid a little bit of what I'm doing for Team Cup. Would that be all right?
Absolutely.
Okay, sweet. I am gonna just take you guys through this, and then I'm gonna talk a little bit about inviting. And I think inviting is, once you get the concept and make it different in your head than it being a scary salesy thing, because it's not, it's gonna really help you. So I was thinking about, and I'm gonna go through this through my PowerPoint as well, is that I was like, what am I struggling with? I'm struggling with routine. I've been traveling for 3 weeks. So I went to New Orleans, New York, and now I'm in Milwaukee, and I'm heading home to San Jose tomorrow. And I feel really off routine. And I was thinking, dang, like I bet a lot of people feel that way from summer. Maybe some of you feel that way. So I thought making a challenge group that's strictly on this. And I know you guys probably have a plan for your challenge groups, but just a little bit of idea of what I do for mine. So I always make an event page. I co-host it with my Team Cup team. So they're in here. They're co-hosting with me, and it's newly started. We haven't even launched it quite yet. So, but I wanted to do it before. So what's really cool is see this. Oh, this is awesome. This is brand new. A new coach, Lisa, that I have has someone joining her, which is really, really cool. So what I do, and in my little slideshow, I'm going to show you, anytime someone joins my boot camp, I'm going to make them a welcome graphic for my event page. It kind of is just sparks motivation for other people, I think, and gets them excited of, oh, if she's doing it, I can do it too. And then, so again, it's fresh, it's new, there's not a lot going on. So what I do is I make a video, and Brittany might do this for you, whatever team cup leader, maybe team captain will do this, or you guys will collaborate and do this if you're meeting regularly with team cup. But I make a video on what is a boot camp. Like when you see that on social media, we know it because we're in it. But if you really think about it, when I started coaching, I didn't even know what a challenge group was. So what I did is I made a video talking about what is a boot camp. And it talks about what this routine boot camp is going to be about and how this is going to help people replace their bad habits with good ones. This is routines set you up for success. Routines help you get it done. Routines actually give you more time in the day instead of procrastinating all the time. And that's what they're going to find in this challenge group. And then I make another video, which is strictly on common fears. And I even write them right here, lack of confidence. I think a lot of people get scared out of doing things because they're not confident. I think the same is with coaching. I think the same with inviting. If you aren't feeling self-conscious about inviting, you're probably not going to do it. You're going to say you're going to do it, but you're not going to follow through with it. And then fear, time, and money. And yes, you have the time. Yes, you can afford it. It's only expensive when you don't get results. And yes, you deserve to be your healthiest and happiest. No one regrets getting healthier. And that's pretty much summing up my common fear video. And then I have a third video on how you get started. And this is going through the all access. This is talking about Shakeology. This is talking about when you're in the all access, showing that there's meal guides and all these things to Beachbody On Demand. And then me straight up saying the price. Me talking about how before Beachbody On Demand, I had to buy programs individually. And when I would add them all up, they were well over $500. This is well over $7,000, over 500 workouts. It's a steal. Traveling, I've had to eat out a couple times. I cannot find a healthy meal that fills me up under $8. Shakeology is not expensive. So when you start to make that comparison for them, they start to understand. So then what happens is you have these videos, you just start tagging people. When they like your pictures, you message them, say, hey, thanks so much for liking this. I'll show you my post I did already on my routine. So I'm ahead of the game with my Team Cup. So I already posted about routine, and then I start tagging people who used to be interested. I don't care. I've created enough credibility, I think, to do that, of people who have contacted me before. But these people who aren't coaches, I'm just sending a message. Hey, Candy, thanks so much for liking my routine post. I'd love to give you more details. And I always put registration starts now, like what they need to do to join me, but also that I have 4 early bird spots. I tried that. I've never done that before, and I kind of made it up. In bingo, they have early bird, and it works. Like if you're early, you get that special bingo card. So I was like, oh, my 4 early bird spots, I'll give them a little gift. I was even thinking my friend Hannah has a water pad thing for her shower with a pencil. It's like waterproof paper that you can jot down all your notes. I was like, who wouldn't want that? Everyone comes up with their best ideas in the shower. I'm like, that would be such a fun gift with the little thing at Energize. Those are going to be for my 4 early bird spots. They don't know yet because I was like, you're going to get a gift from me. But I'm going to post about my routine, maybe not quite like this, but in general, talking about routine going live, talking about how I establish a strong routine, like all this stuff, and breadcrumb it all throughout the month with a call to action to join my group. So that's my game plan as far as it goes with posting about my routine. And again, don't do this for the likes, right? Don't do this for the attention or the amount of comments, but just stay consistent because 10% of your people see your Facebook. So that was like totally like sidetracked Team Cup helping, but I want to get more into inviting. And I don't know about you guys, but inviting can be a super scary thing. But I really don't think it has to be. And again, I changed this a little bit. And if some of you have heard this before, but I'm really passionate about talking about this. So if you follow me on YouTube, maybe you've seen it, or maybe you've heard it at a Super Saturday. But I really think inviting is empowering. I think I'm doing you a favor because either way, whether you join me or not, I'm going to still continue to do this. Shakeology has changed my life. These workouts have changed my life. This community has changed my life. Whether anyone joins me, I'm going to continue on. It's not about them. with self-care, right? It starts with you. So when you start to look at inviting as, oh my goodness, I'm giving a gift to someone, like this is going to change their life, you start to look at it a little bit different. So hi, I'm Julianne. I'm married to Eric. I have been a coach for 3 years, and I just want you guys to know it's really great to hear the accolades. But I also just need you to know that I'm deeply in the trenches. I've hit Success Club, I think 38 months in a row. I didn't hit it my first 3 months as a coach. I have gone in and out of rank before. I have had coaches quit. I've had coaches sign up and then quit right away. I've had people hit diamond and then quit. Like legitimately, I'm in the trenches. I've had people switch over to other people. I've had moments that I felt shattered, like a failure. I've doubted. I've had fear. And I just want you to know it's easy to look at the highlight reels. But the thing is I don't guarantee my failure by quitting. So with this whole empowering and coaching thing and inviting and vital behaviors, really the secret is consistency and follow through. You just need to show up every day, even when you don't feel like it. So an example, I love this stress relief candle. If you come to my house, I've given one to Brittany before. It is awesome. I talk about it all the time. It's all over my Instagram stories when I'm lighting it. Like literally I light it every day. It makes me so happy. Do you want to know how many of these candles I've sold? So many, and I don't even work for the company because so many people are like, where do you get this? I got it. Or they'll send me a picture of their candle because I talk about it because I believe in it and I use it every single day. This wet brush, same thing. For thick hair, curly hair, this brush is the real freaking deal. I talk about it. People with thick hair like, hey, what brush do you use? I send it, they send me a picture back. Look what I got. These meal prepping containers, I'm not working for any of these companies, but I talk about them because I believe in them and I use them every day. But I show my lifestyle with them. If it's so easy for me to talk about these 3 things, it should be really easy for me to talk about the team. It should be really easy for me to talk about Shakeology. It should be really easy for me to talk about these workouts. Now, I want you to think about in your life, is it easy for you to talk about where you live? I live in San Jose. I live in Silicon Valley. I live in the internet pretty much in tech. It's easy for me to talk about because I'm there. With Beachbody, it should be the same thing. Just stop trying to be Beachbody, right? Be you, share your journey. People are going to be super interested in what you're doing. So this business requires belief. And I really think that this has so much to do with empowering the invite. If you do not believe in these things, you're not going to be successful. I think the number one thing people lack is the belief in themselves. I think it's easy to believe in the products. I think it's easy to believe in the team. But what happens is when people stop believing in themselves and their ability to figure this out, they stop showing up to team Zooms. They stop running challenge groups. They stop being a product of the product. So then what happens is they stop doing the walk. And then they're no longer believing in the team because they don't feel connected to the team. It all starts with you. So you have to be like, where am I at right now with my beliefs? Do you believe you can have success? And do you believe that you're capable? And do you believe that you will grow? So I talk about this a lot, and I think this just is really important when it comes to inviting. You might be a little bit confused by this. I'm not giving you this script, this thing to say, but it truly does start with beliefs. So not only should we have good beliefs, but in our lives, we have limiting beliefs. My 2 limiting beliefs in life is money is hard to come by and I'm not smart. Maybe you could identify, maybe yours is I'm not enough. I'm never going to be a good coach, right? People can't take me seriously. I don't have any support, like those negative things that are going on in our head. So what you have to do with the invite is you have to change what you're saying to yourself. Are you someone who never hit Success Club and do you talk like that? I never hit it. I'm never going to hit it. This is the hardest thing ever. I have coaches that think it's the most impossible thing ever. And I'm like, I've hit it 37 months in a row. It's your belief. Do you believe you can do it? You have to change that. So what are you saying to yourself about that belief? And then this business is really simple when it comes to inviting. There's no magic script. And I really believe when you get to be you, here's an example. I was sitting in a house at Summit and I was talking to someone and all of a sudden the alarm went off from the smoke of cooking. And in my voice message, I was talking to this girl and I said, oh, sorry about that noise. and started laughing, and I kept going. And the two other coaches that were sitting there with me, they're like, oh my gosh, I would have stopped and started over. And I said, why? It's going to make them feel like they're with me. Like they're sitting right next to me. I'm not trying to perfect anything. So when people are like loud in the background, I'm always like, oh, sorry, my husband like did this. And then I continue on with my conversation. There's no magic scripts, but when you get to be authentically you and people hear all these things or they hear you mess up or whatever, I just feel like it's such a connector. So I love sending voice messages. Own coaching right now where you're at. Are you talking about coaching relentlessly? Are you talking about how you're a business owner? Do you talk about the freedom that you have in this business? Guys, when I was teaching full time, I only had an hour a day to dedicate to coaching. And I remember getting $4.99, probably for working like a 12-hour week with coaching. That's like worse than minimum wage. I'm not talking about a day of $4.99. I mean, the whole week accumulated $4.99. But I owned coaching. I'm a CEO. People didn't know I was getting $4.99, but that's how businesses are. Usually people start way negative in businesses. We are so blessed to start a business for pretty much nothing. That creates more freedom than you can even begin to imagine. So own it. Are you waiting for that success to own it? I think if you own it and you're hot mess self now, man, you're going to be so relatable to people. And then consistency and mindset is key. So obviously we have the 4 vital behaviors, personal development. And guys, with Team Cup, with inviting, you got to have these down. If you are a coach and an Emerald coach, these 4 vital behaviors are really important. But the one you need to focus on more as an Emerald and coach status is being a product of the product. You need to get a before and after. You need to share your journey. Maybe you don't have any weight to lose, but you can still show a before and after. Your mindset grew, right? I think the Shift Shop, it is all mental. That program will change you physically if you do it, but you're going to make such a mental shift. I had a challenger say, oh my goodness, I didn't want to work out. I was this, and this. And then I realized I love working out. It makes me feel really good. And I did. And she's like, and I did it. And I said, look, you made the shift, right? So if you are a coach or an Emerald coach status, being a product of the product is all four vital behaviors are important, but that is going to be your most valuable one as far as inviting goes, if that makes sense. Diamond coaches, it is going to be inviting is your more specific, like more favored one, where you're being relentless about that. But you guys, all of them are important, but that product of the product, you need to be talking about the value of Shakeology. You need to be showing people what's in this shake. It blows my mind. You need to be showing people that you're showing up for yourself every single day. So time for a gut check. I love this. I think I look at this all the time. I do, because this is all gut checks I've had to have. And Brittany and I have talked about these. The answer is always no if you don't ask. Always. That person who's on your dream team that's been on your dream team forever, if you don't ask them, it's always going to be no. In fact, Lisa Gastreen, she was a coach with me 3 years ago and re-signed up again. Pretty cool, right? Because I didn't stop asking her after she quit. I know she's meant to do this. I didn't stop believing in her. You can't build a business with excuses. So with inviting, you can't have excuses. You got to do it every day. Would you be able to show me your dream team list? Would you be able to show me your top challenger list? Would you be able to show me a list of people you're working from? Mine's all virtual. Mine's all from Facebook, and I'll show you how I do that. And then with the invite, are you being lazy about it or afraid? I am guilty of both. I tend to go on the lazy side of inviting. I know what I'm capable of with inviting, but I'm like, it's good. I can do one. I was watching this video. This girl hit 104 Success Club points. She has never done that in her life. And it was after Punta Cana, and she said, I can do this. So instead of inviting 3 people a day, I'm going to start having 30 to 60 conversations a day. And I stepped back and I was like, that seems like a lot of work. That was like the first thing I thought in my head. And I was like, but I'm capable of doing that. I'm just lazy about doing that. Like, I could totally do it. She said, the thing is, you need to stop thinking and you just need to take massive action. I was like, dang, how many of you guys just sit there and you're like, I don't know who to message? I don't know who to message. You kind of just scroll Facebook and you're like, I know I'm supposed to invite someone, but I don't know who. She said, instead of doing that, just start doing it. Don't even think about it. She hit 104 successful points because she did that. I was like, wow, it's really crazy. Do you find yourself saying, I've tried everything, maybe this isn't for me? Or everyone's saying no, they're not, you're just not having enough conversations. Have you guys had that where you're like, oh my goodness, I've sent out my link 5 times and everyone is not doing it? You just have to have more conversations. And then I'm so guilty of this. Are you banking just on your social media? Yeah? Are you guys having that happen? Yep. Where you're like, man, that was a bomb post. That was really good. No, you've got to be having conversations in your inbox. And then this business requires consistency, growth, and effort. Do you show up and then stop? Do you invite and have a lot of conversations and then you kind of take it back a little bit? With Team Cup, every single day it's going to be very important that you are sticking to a number. Maybe you're picking 5 friend requests, 5 messages I send out, right? 5 comments and likes on other people's posts. And then every single day of the month that you do that, you are going to see an insane growth in your business. I swear. Do you have the belief that we were talking about? And then are you walking the walk? And ask yourself, why is what you're doing not working? So maybe you're not hitting Success Club. You need to be like, what's not working for me? Am I making excuses? Am I scrolling in the newsfeed more? Am I just banking on my social media? So this month of August, what can you do differently to make this happen? So time for a gut check. How many of you would love to make $200 a week? How many of you would love to make $500 a week? I'm going to be straight up with you guys. If you aren't hitting Success Club, you are not taking the action in the right areas. I see so many coaches that say they want to do this, they want to hit Success Club, and they are showing up. Like they're for sure doing their workout, they're doing certain things, but they're more focused in the team page than in their inbox. They're more focused on listening to personal development and not implementing it. And personal development is super important, but if you're not taking action, it's not going to happen. So this needs to change. Do you know what it takes to get to a goal? You have to be resourceful, do the research. I have a lot of people that are like, I want to make $100 a week in team cycle bonuses. I was like, what does your team cycle have to be? Your volume? They don't know. 700 to 1400. Your weak leg needs to be 700. Your strong leg needs to be 1400. And that's just in team cycle bonus. So man, I really want to make $200, Julianne. Okay, did you know that 4 challenge packs is going to be $200? That means you need to talk to roughly 40 people. If you want $500 in this business, not even counting team volume, that's 10 challenge packs. You need to talk to 100 people at least. So does that kind of show you maybe like, I'm not having enough conversations? I have to think about that. I say I want this. This is now my full-time job. I don't have time to be lazy. But you guys, you just have to understand that you're so more than capable of doing this. I swear. So this is my favorite thing to talk about. I talk about this relentlessly with my team. I talk about this anytime I'm presenting, and I just think it's really, really important. I know that Brittany has heard this. I know that Becca has heard this, but I think it's really important to go back to it. This is what keeps you at the gut check stage. This is what is going to take you to the next level. This is what is going to help you do the invites this month. This is what is going to determine what you want out of this business. I get it. We all want to help people. But the thing is, with Beachbody, you are going to help people. And really, in my opinion, the way you're going to really help people is with a challenge pack and Shakeology Home Direct. Why? I do it. I'm on Shakeology Home Direct and I do a workout every day, unless it's a rest day. I want to help people. What is your vision? What is your huge why? You have to dream in detail in this business. Man, my mom right here, she is always in the back of my head of when I do things. I want to retire her. I want to pay off her debt. I want to give back to my church. I have a friend, Cece, who is fostering 2 kids, and there isn't any support with the foster system here in Milwaukee. I really, really want to help sponsor them. There are so many things that I want to do that I am not able to do right now. but I know that this business is going to be the outlet for that. I want to give back so bad. I want to be able to look at my husband's parents and say, hey, I know the best trip you've ever gone on in your life has been your honeymoon years and years and years ago. They've been married 38 years. Here is a surprise trip. Guys, do you know that this business can do that for you? Do you know that the income potential of this business is limitless? I swear, no compensation plan is like this. It is endless. But if you don't know what you're really fighting for, you're not going to do it. There's so many coaches that tell me they want this. They're sick and tired of being broke. I'm not talking just financially, but like mentally, right? In relationships, all this stuff being negative, having negative family members, hating their job, having to pick up another job, not being able to take any vacation, missing out on people in their life because they're not able to do it because of money. If you don't know what you're fighting for, you're not going to invite. And do you realize the invite is the bridge to that? The whatever you want. If you don't want to, I don't want to live broke. I grew up very poor. I know what that's like. I don't want that. So you better believe I'm going to invite them. Truthfully, I don't want to live in debt. Your vision helps you show up when you don't want to. It's the thing that gets you out of bed. It's the thing that when you don't want to send out 30 messages during Team Cup, they're going to do it anyway. And then you're like, dang, that sounds kind of selfish. Like, man, making all this money, like wanting to make money, wanting to be really successful at coaching. But that's why you have your mission. This is the thing that keeps you honest and humble. This is the thing that helps you so you know who you're showing up for, so then you're not just full of yourself. Does that make sense? Your mission makes sure that your gift doesn't stop with you. Because your world changed, you get to change someone else's world. I live by my mission and my vision. I am so passionate about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it that I will not fail to show up, because too many people are counting on me. I have more people to help. I'm not done yet. And the really cool thing about that, I'm going to show up for that person, but me doing that, I'm also getting to create my vision and make that come alive. I think we have the greatest job in the entire world. And the coolest part about that, there's enough success for us all. I've seen it, even at Summit. If you haven't been to Summit, they have the Million Club, who's making $1 million at Beachbody, which is awesome. And over the last 3 years I've gone, it has grown so much on that stage. It's really cool. I don't mean to just talk about money, but I think it's really important you hear this. Someone will say it's a pyramid scheme. And I think, what do you mean? Like Target, where you have people who are minimum wage, who have to request time off, who they're only going to make that. Then maybe you have the managers that make a little bit more money, but then you have these CEOs that are making millions of dollars. There's a huge gap, and that gap stays there. But these people who are working in the retail are making Target this money. And then you have the CEOs who are enjoying it. I think about Beachbody, and I look about all of the people who are on stage who have made multi-million dollars, and it keeps growing each year. I'm like, there's something about this. Because my uncle, do you know, this is really gross. In McDonald's, you know those like maple syrup packets? That's a multi-billion-dollar thing. Those maple packets, is that crazy and weird to think about? Or multi-million? So they have factories that make it, and people work all throughout the night. My uncle used to work at that factory, and he worked third shift. And I was talking to my husband, and I said, man, talk about a pyramid scheme. You have people working third shift, minimum wage, making these packets that are for McDonald's, that is a multi-billion-dollar company. There's a huge gap there. Those people are never going to get to that level. Beachbody, you can outrank anyone, you can out-earn anyone, and I can tell you that, I'm a testimony to that. I out-earned my sponsor and outranked her. Her sponsor, I did the same thing. I'm a testament to that. This business doesn't have limitations, and there is enough success for us all if you want it. And that's from the invite, you guys. And you have to know your vision. You have to know why you want this, but you also need to know who you show up for. I just really wanted to say that because I think we look at the now of, I just worked 48 hours on my business and got a negative paycheck with my business. My friend, my success partner, Sarah Freed, had 6 challenge packs returned in one day. I think her paycheck was negative, whatever it was. She's thriving now. She hustled through it. She believed through it. There are going to be moments in your business that are going to be so hard. People quit, people leave, people return them. You get -2 Success Club points, right? My vision is so big, so when that stuff has happened and does happen, I show up anyway. Is your vision that big? I don't know about you guys, but when you bust your butt and you invest in someone, have you guys ever talked to someone, you're like, oh my gosh, they're going to be perfect for my team, and then they message you and they're all excited, and then they're ready to go, and then they message you and they're like, this is great, I'm actually going to start with my friend. And you're like, oh my gosh, I just spent like 8 hours talking to her all on separate occasions and she's joining someone else. Has that ever happened to you? That's happened to me. I've even been on phone calls with people. I showed up anyway. There are going to be moments in your business that are hard, but you have to have that vision, okay? Because sometimes the people who you show up for are going to really disappoint you. But your vision is the thing that just keeps you going anyway. This business isn't just a business to me, and this is where you have to be like, oh yeah, I get to be me. There's so much depth to that. No one tells me what to wear. And if you have another job, this business, you still get to be you. Maybe not at your other job. When I was a teacher, I had to be my teacher self, right? I had to show up at this time. I got paid this much. But in my business, my other part of my life, I get to be me. I get to post about my life. I get to help inspire people by simply sharing my story. That's kind of awesome, right? The community, friendships, the freedom, it gives you the yes life. If you guys don't believe that, you gotta look long-term in this business. You can't look immediate satisfaction because it's not going to happen. This is delayed result business. I always see 3 years from now. Even now, I'm like 3 years from now, it's going to be awesome. 3 years from now, it's going to be awesome. You get the happy life, resilient life. It gives you confidence. You get to impact lives for a living. You have belief, vision, drive, passion, right? You get to travel. If that hasn't happened yet, it's going to. Believe me when I say we all start the same. Believe me when I say this is an even level playing field. We all start the same. In fact, I didn't even get a challenge pack. I paid the $39.95, and then I accidentally ordered 2 bags of Shakeology because I didn't know one was on HD. I didn't understand anything. So I paid way more than probably you guys starting. So I was like in the negative, right? This business gives you a choice to maybe one day say, no, I'm not going to work there anymore. And I don't think you have to do Beachbody to quit your job. If you love your job, great. But what about helping someone else? What about your family, right? What about doing more, being more, giving more? Fires me up. My faith has grown. And my vision, no more limiting beliefs. What is this business to you? When you know that, you're going to do the invite. So inviting, it's the thing you don't want to do, but it's the thing you need to do. I always talk about this, that I didn't want to do hammer and chisel. I don't know why. I just did not want to do it. When I came out, I didn't do it. And I loved Insanity Max 30. It's still my favorite program. But finally I did it. I was like, I got to do it. And I got amazing results. These are my results from hammer and chisel. It changed my body. And the Shift Shop, I did the official test group of that. Guys, changed my body. You got to do the things you don't want to do in this business. I didn't want to go live. I didn't want to make videos. Everyone I know was making videos, and I hated it because I hated working out. I didn't want to do it. And I was like, maybe it's the thing I need to do. So I started doing it. So if this inviting thing, it's like you want this, but you're like, I'm just going to play it safe a little bit. It's not going to happen. Your business isn't going to happen. It's not going to fall on your lap. Like, you have to do the thing you don't want to do, especially during this time, right? During Team Cup. Maybe you're tired. Maybe a kid is sick. This, and this. The day I found out I was elite was the day I found out I had a miscarriage. And I say that was a hard day. Brittany knows this. Frankie was with me. I was actually watching Frankie. He was my comfort dog that day. Talk about a year of pushing so hard and going so hard. It should be like the happiest moment. And then this happens. It was like, what the heck? But in that month of January where I was so broken, like so many tears, so much struggle, I still hit Success Club. I still showed up, even though I was like not wanting to get out of bed sometimes. you gotta do it anyway. You gotta push through when things get hard. And I'm thinking this month of August, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna like, it's gonna be the best month ever. Then something happens. What are you gonna do? We overcomplicate everything. So just real fast, just do it. Get the RV. So have you guys seen these Cruise America RVs? They're hilarious. And I'm like, talk about tourists. Anyway, I was on the highway and we saw it. And my husband's like, we should do that. I was like, yeah, we should. And I called them and we did it. How many times do people say, oh, we should do that and never do it? Inviting needs to be the thing where you're like, I need to just do it. So many people talk the talk but don't walk the walk. In Vegas, I saw someone who got married. I went to go see the Backstreet Boys in Las Vegas, and someone was in a wedding dress walking by me, and I'm like, yes, it's Vegas. All I want to see is a wedding. Like, all I want to see is someone getting married. And I look over to her, and I'm like, hey, congratulations. And she's like, thank you. I think so many times with our invite, we think they're going to be like, you suck. Who are you? How do I know you? You're the worst person ever. You're so salesy. You're a jerk. People aren't going to say that when you're being genuine and authentic. So just like me saying on my Facebook where it's like someone's birthday, I'm going to be like, hey, Brittany, happy birthday. How are you? I bet you want to make this the best year yet. I'm actually going to be running a clean eating challenge and focusing on fitness and confidence. I just thought I'd reach out to you because I'm sure, again, you want to make this the best year yet. Let me know if you'd be interested. Guys, not creepy, not salesy, just genuine. They're just going to say no, thank you, not respond or say yes. And if they do respond in a way where they like cuss you out or something, see ya. I don't want that negativity in my life. Delete them. But do you realize this invite, they're either not going to respond, get over your ego. If you were to look at my inbox, it'd be no respond, no respond, no respond, yes, 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 no respond, no respond, not yet, not yet, not yet, no, not yet, no response, no response. It like, it's going to do that. People aren't going to respond, but there are going to be people who do. So there's different types of invites, and you just need to remember that there's a huge difference between starting a conversation and actually inviting. I'd be like, yeah, I invited like 100 people. And it's like, no, Julianne, you just started conversations. So just so you guys know, I think it's really important to start conversations. The more conversations you start, the more advantage you have to invite. So I would send out 15 messages just saying, hey, how are you? How was your vacation? Congratulations on getting married. Oh my gosh, I saw your engagement photos. They're so beautiful. Where was it taken? Like start interacting more with people and building those relationships, but just know that there's two separate things. So I'm going to talk to you about coach inviting and challenge group inviting. So just real quick to not be salesy and be a creep, please, like as you're inviting for Team Cup, is don't make someone feel uncomfortable. And I have this tendency when I first started to word vomit because I was so excited someone was actually interested. But believe it or not, even when I was word vomiting, people still join me. It's a miracle. But now I've just gotten confident. What I have to offer someone is a gift. Julianne, scroll, like stop your scroll, like chill out, right? Like it's going to be fine. You don't need to talk to them right now about everything. They will join you if it's meant to be. So don't make someone feel uncomfortable. Empower people, build relationships, care about their success, listen to their goals. Be more interested than interesting. Relate to them and show and share solutions. I love leading with objections too. So if someone, I message them about a challenge group and I'll say, hey, like, I'm so excited. They're like, yeah, I'm interested. Tell me more. I'll be like, great. Just so you know, I started this 3 years ago. I was so hesitant to do it. Or no, I wasn't hesitant. I hated fitness. I was 35 pounds overweight. But it changed every aspect of my life. So I try to lead with objections or like, I was a really busy, overworked teacher. And it's really cool that there's short workouts or there's workouts that relate to anyone. Like I try to lead with an objection sometimes. To handle it before it happens. But I want to show you some empowerment. This girl actually messaged me off of a post that I did. I said, Rebecca, this is my response. I'm so pumped that you messaged me. That leap can be scary, but then when you think about it, it's not that scary at all. I'm proud of you for being brave today. Thank you for giving me those compliments. I can't explain how much this is a mission to me, to empower other people. I love fitness and nutrition, but man, that self-care is what's vital. I love that your goals are just simply to be healthy and happy. Trust me when I say losing weight doesn't make you happy. However, it's what happens when you start taking care of yourself and you stop focusing on the numbers. That's what happened for me. It was amazing. When I dropped the weight, it was great and all, but the confidence I gained was so much better. Do you guys see how I followed those 8 steps? I empowered her. I validated her. I'm building a relationship, right? I'm excited for her. I'm not making her feel uncomfortable. What do you do for a job? So I'm being interested versus just interesting. And before we get started, can you tell me 5 I am statements that you're going to connect with and really think about? For example, I am strong. I am smart. All these things. Because you guys, I was doing a confidence challenge group that was based on affirmations. And this is what's really cool. A month after our challenge, she messaged me and she said, hey, I was struggling today. But from the first time we talked and you had me do those I am statements, I recited them in my head and I instantly felt better. This was before she bought anything. How cool is that? This was a good invite and she rocked it. I will look at the comments in a second. So set goals and win the day and week and month when you're thinking Team Cup. So maybe it's I'm going to send out 5, 10, 15, 20 new messages and have those waiting for me the next day. I only check my messages twice a day. I'm not glued to my messages. I don't feel like I have to respond right away, okay? And trust me when I say you don't either. So I like to have this goal of, I started with 5. When I wake up in the morning, I don't want to check my phone the first thing I wake up, right? But when I look at my inbox the next day, I want to have 5 unread messages. When I started doing that, then it grew to 10. Now it's like ridiculous. And it's not just challengers, it's coaches too. But if you just even set that goal, it's attainable of I'm going to message 15 people tonight and I have this goal to wake up and see that, whatever. Comment and like on 10 posts from new friends and potential coaches. If you expect them to interact with you, you better be interacting with them. Send out 5, 10, 15, 20 form messages. So that's building relationships, right? How's your family? How's your occupation? You're just getting to know them. And then follow up with at least 2 people a day. What I do with this is I actually go through my old messages or my old list and be like, oh yeah, that person was interested. I should see how they're doing. And just ask them how they're doing. Make Success Club not scary. Make it a non-negotiable. Make Success Club like working out. Make Success Club like going to sleep. It's not this thing that's unattainable. It's this thing that's just going to happen. I swear when you change that mindset, then that's how it happens. Add 1 to 2 coaches a month. I think going Emerald and adding 2 coaches a month is seriously what sets you up for a 6-figure business. Remember, Beachbody doesn't guarantee that. It's all based on your own hustle. But that team cycle bonus ignites an awesome income. You're not going to see it right away. But then you adding 2 coaches a month is going to continue to build that momentum and you hitting Success Club. It's super simple. Do not stay stuck. Keep moving and do not let the goal that you have distract you. I think a lot of people when they hit Emerald or hit Success Club for the first time, that next month they just take their foot off the gas. I did that with Elite. When I hit Elite, I took my foot off the gas. I still hit Success Club. I did the bare minimum, but it took a lot out of me and I had to refocus myself. So I really really encourage you, just keep going. So when you hit Emerald, what would be a goal? To go Emerald again. If you're Diamond, go Diamond again. So just set those goals. You would go Diamond again in 3 months. Go Emerald again in a month and a half. Okay? Set those goals and they're so little, but if you think about it, if you're like, I'm Emerald now, I'm going to go Emerald one more time. Then I'm going to go Emerald again. You're going to have a Diamond business. That's what happens. And then fail forward. Failing is that's just inevitable. It's going to happen. But I think when you mess up or have a stumbling block, it's the best opportunity for growth. And secret, you will get better and do not quit. Just trust that you're going to get better with these invites. And then empower 1 person a day. So the coaching opportunity, this is what I do, building relationships and empowering others. I love building other people up. Who's interacting with your social media? So I love it when I get comments. When people feel comfortable enough to comment, I was like, they get me, they're part of my tribe. I always work from a list on Facebook. And then 2, I host actually now 1 coach sneak peek a month. And then I always talk about coaching all the time. So here is a relationship empowering others. I talked to this girl 2 years ago. She liked one of my posts about joining one of my challenge groups, didn't do it. And then 2 years later, she was ready to do a challenge group. And I actually said, hey, do you want to coach? Like when she wanted to join my challenge group, anyone who wants to join my challenge group, I always talk about coaching. I don't lead with the discount. I lead with the opportunity. I lead with, hey, you could get your Shakeology paid for one day, and you can empower others. And then I'll mention that there's a discount, but I don't lead with the discount. I always lead with the team and the aspect. And she's like, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to go for it. Because this was 2 years later. We had been building this relationship and she trusted me. Here are interaction posts. I do a monthly or weekly email. I took a break in July with that, but it's starting up in August. But then that's where they can interact with me. And I talk about life. I talk about just my week and what I've learned. I talked about pho and who likes it, and then they interact with it. So just think about things in your life, like ask for people's opinions and then get them interacting on your social media. It's going to bring more people to your social media. This is how I make lists. I do like to write them down right here, but I also make them on Facebook. I believe in your ability to figure this out, and I believe that you're resourceful. So you have Facebook lists. I make one for each month, and then I'll show you what I do. I will go to my Facebook list. So if you go down here, friends list, and then I'll go to July. This is the news feed for every new friend that I added in July. So some might be coaches, which is fine, and then I'll like change it. So that's cool if I want to interact with people, comment on their stuff. So I'm not getting lost in a news feed that's full of coaches. I struggled with comparison and not being where I wanted to be. The last place I want to be on my Facebook is in my regular news feed. I don't have time to compare, right? It makes you feel like crap. So I use lists for that way. So, or my event page, this is what's my favorite part about my list, is that I make a potential coaching list. So if I go to invite friends for my event page, I can click on here and say, I'm going to invite all my July friends, all my June friends. You could totally do one huge new friend group, but I like having it all separated. I already invited all of them, potential coaches, whatever, all that stuff. And then I invite them to every single event I do. And they can either delete me or they can join me. That's my philosophy anyway. They probably get annoyed. I'm just kidding. I don't care. And then how I talk about the sneak peek. Hey, thanks girl for commenting on my picture. P.S. You live an adventurous life. Your pictures are awesome. We were just talking like that. And then this is what I told her after she talked a little bit was my biggest mission is to empower others to get fit in every single area of their life, to live beyond their limitations, to serve, to help, to be more, give more, and do more that leaves an impact. Have you ever considered joining our team? It's insane, sister. It changed my life in so many ways. Guys, not creepy, just full of passion. And she's like, I'm not sure I understand what your team is. All I know is you're rocking it. I would love more info. And I was like, sweet, we're having a coach sneak peek. Not too shabby, right? Here are some coach opportunity posts that I made. I was just talking about in New Orleans how a storm was rolling in, all this stuff. It's surreal to be here in New Orleans with Eric. Coach Summit is the game changer for me. I knew I could turn this business into something more, and I did. Now we're here together. We believe in this business opportunity. We'll give you so much freedom. We believe this business will change your life. It has for us. We're healthier and happier. We have freedom. We get to travel. We have a yes life. I'm in awe of what hard work and action taking does. Success doesn't play secrets or favorites. So I talk about that. Or it's your choice how to see your circumstances. I was a girl who hated working out. I was a girl who would get gym memberships and never go. I was the girl that was afraid to open her bank account. I was the girl who I thought buying clothes could make me confident. I was the girl who cried for attention. I spoke to other girls here, right? Here's the deal. People want success with minimal effort. What I do is earn by hard freaking work. I don't want people this is who I don't want to work with. People who want quick fixes, people who are excuse makers, right? I want people who are going to work hard. So talk about who you want to work with. Talk about people who you don't want to work with in your posts. Say, I don't want excuse makers. I want people who are ready to take action. I talk about that with my challenge group posts all the time. I want to help people this month who are actually going to do it. I say that. I don't want to work with people who are going to make excuses and not take control of this. Tell people who you want to work with and who you don't want to work with. What I do is unsexy, frustrating at times, and defeating in some moments. Success takes one day at a time. It's not about what you know, but it's what you do with what you know. This was all from Summit. This is what I learned. These were some quotes I took from Summit, right? It's going to take patience and time. Don't guarantee your failure by quitting or never starting. This is the flippin' real deal, right? This is what they need to do. So this is what I do for challenge groups. Here's the one that I just did. I showed you guys. Routine, routine, routine. First off, I'm looking for women who are ready to make a change. This is who I'm looking for. Maybe you need to lose weight. Maybe you need to gain weight. Maybe you need to tone up. Maybe you need to stop picking TV over workouts. Maybe you need to stop eating out so much. Maybe you have no idea where to start. Maybe you need support and accountability. Maybe you're only making excuses lately. I'm here to help. Are you struggling to make fitness and nutrition work? Are you off your routine? Are you wanting to get back after it? I can tell you that traveling for 3 weeks makes me crave a routine more than ever. I'm successful with a good routine, right? I'm successful at having my workouts at the same time. I was telling them why I need it. So don't just talk about why they need it. Talk about why you need it in your life. And then for challenge groups, I do challenge group sneak peeks, which is this group that I was talking about right here. So in those event pages, I post recipes, I talk about Shakeology, I post what I normally post on my wall and just share it in the event page. I do call to actions, hey, registration's open. I do the welcome graphics. I create urgency, like limited spaces. I'm only accepting 10 people this month, right? If you know that going into Team Cup, how many people do you want to help? You're like, 10's a little excessive. And I'm talking about these are brand new people. Your old challengers, don't count them in that list. Does that make sense? They're an automatic. They get to get in your group. But this is for new people. Create videos. I love going through the all access, and I'll go live on my page going through the all access and showing them what it's about. I'll go live about how I make my Shakeology. I'll go live about meal prepping. Get on video. Talk about objections. Talk about fears. Talk about why they need this group. Talk about why you need this group. And so in my sneak peeks, I already showed you, I make videos. And it's the welcome, what is the boot camp, all that kind of stuff, and then objections, and then the breakdown that I already showed you. Here's some sample conversations that I have, but I try not to script, guys, is I go to the birthdays every day, and hey, when you expand your network every day, sometimes I have 25 birthdays to go through. So that might be, hey, happy birthday. I hope that you're having the most amazing day. I'm sure you want to make this the best year yet. What are you doing for your special day? You guys, if you have 25 birthdays, that's 25 conversations. That's pretty awesome. I have people who don't respond, but I have people who do, which is great. Message someone who likes and commented on your post. Hey, thank you so much for showing love on my leggings are indeed pants post. Ha, you get me. I seriously appreciate it. How's your day going? When someone says you're so inspiring, I used to say thank you. That was my response. But now I say, hey, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Girl, it sounds like this community is just what you need. It changed my life. Have you considered doing what I do? Turn it into an invite, you guys. Anyone who likes your post, message them. Tell them you're so grateful. Thank you for showing me love and support. It was hard to post that today. It was hard getting vulnerable today. But you just gave me a lot of confidence. Thank you for acknowledging that. And have you ever considered doing what I do? And you're validating them. And then tell people that this is what they're going to do. I handle objections all the time publicly. Someone said this to one of my coaches is, I'm already in shape and you better be careful who you're asking when he asked them to coach. So I went live about it and I said, it should be a freaking compliment that someone's asking you to do this. Let me tell you why. And then I just handled it. Here's another one that I have right here. So, I said, Anna, oh my gosh, sister, thank you so much for reaching out. First of all, I think you're incredibly brave and awesome. I think that most people watch, but they don't actually do anything. But instead, she messaged me, right? Do you know how many people, they just watch, guys? You do a live video, you see who all pops on, they don't even like it or comment. Or even with the live video, you can see how many views it's had, and then minimal to the amount of likes, right? People are watching. Thank you for those sweet compliments. Have you started summer yet? What are your plans? Numbers aren't cured with numbers. And that's why my mission is to help empower other people and help them with confidence. People aren't in your mindset, so it's easy for them to say that, but after all, nothing will change if you don't. Tell me more about why you struggle with confidence, body image. And then I told her, this is what you need to do later on. You're going to get the all access and you're going to get Shakeology for the month. This is what it's going to do for you. This is the group. So I don't really give it an option to people like, hey, do you want to do this? When people message me, I'm like, yeah, to get started, this is what's going to happen. You're going to get the all access. But first, like I say that, and then I go back to like their goals, if that makes sense. And then I want to end with this, and I'll take some questions. I know I'm like right at the end here of your time. So thanks for your patience, ladies, is that there's 3 seasons of your coaching business. There's the thriving and growth season. It's the survival season and excuse-making season. The thrive and growth season, you're investing time in your coaching business. You're hitting Success Club 10. You're rake advancing. You have high engagement in the team page and trainings. You're posting at least 3 times a day. You're aware of monthly promos and Team Beachbody news. Contributing factors, personal and work life, are steady. So there's no major illnesses. Things are going well, you're creating momentum, and you're excited about your business. There's survival season, which is you get creative to find time to do the 4 vital behaviors. Have you been there? I have. But you manage to do so. You have later nights, earlier mornings. You're hitting a minimum of Success Club 5. You're maintaining your rank. You dig deep into your why to maintain consistency in business. You're posting at least once a day. You're still aware of monthly promos and Team Beachbody news. You lean on your upline and success partner for training. Contributing factors: pregnancy, new baby, moving, new job, marital problems, illnesses, family members, of close family members. The season is temporary, and once it's passed, you move quickly back into the thrive and growth season because you're still doing the vital behaviors. This is what you need to be wary of, especially going into Team Cup, is excuse-making season. You're no longer doing the 4 vital behaviors. I always think this: people aren't doing what they need to do. If they want to hit those goals, they're not focusing that energy in the right things. They're not hitting Success Club. They're dropping rank. They have low or no engagement in team page. I think the team page is what makes this business so different. I think that you guys were so blessed. You have Brittany pours her heart out for all of you, and I know you appreciate her, but I appreciate her because the things I see her do, it is just unbelievable. And when you connect to that, you help her. That's the thing, is you are a leader in the team page. So you show up in the team page. You give shout outs. You're present there, right? Not just leaning on Brittany to do all of that, but you're there. You're creating this team momentum, because what's going to happen when you add people to your team? They're just going to see Brittany, right? Or they're just going to see Becca. But when you get in that habit of leading on your team page regularly, one, you're going to feel more confident as a leader, and your downline, your team, they're going to be so inspired by you as a leader. And so it's so important to be in that mindset. But I think people who disengage from the team, it's going to be way harder for them to get back. They're not posting on social media. They're unaware of things going on, and contributing factors are the exact same in survival. Isn't that interesting? It's the exact same. And I think about it, I've been in survival season many times in this business, but I still made sure to do it all. Even if it was the bare minimum, I still did it. But I wanted to share that with you ladies because I think it's so important to hear. And yeah, thanks for letting me speak. Do you guys have questions?
Oh my gosh, guys, take advantage. Please ask her questions.
And I'm sorry, I'm so out of it because we've been traveling for 3 weeks. So I'm oh my gosh, I have no energy, but I promise I am excited to be here.
You did great. You did good.
Do you ladies have any questions? I'm excited that you're all doing Team Cup. Team Cup's awesome.
I have one quick.
What's up?
So how do you find it easiest to transition from the convo phase to the invite phase? I feel like that's where I get stuck a lot.
Yeah, I think a lot of people overcomplicate this, and I get that all the time. I think it's just hey, it's been so fun talking to you. This is so on my heart to share. and ask. And that you can even say like, the answer is always no if you don't ask, and be like, I honestly have had so much fun connecting with you. I can't help but ask. Like, I'm so excited to talk to you that I feel so compelled to share with you. Have you ever considered doing this? Or like, I know that this is random. You can say that. It's been so fun talking to you, but I actually am going to be doing a group that's on confidence, fitness and nutrition with people who are just so inspiring. And I really want you to do this because I think you would just really love it. And say it like that. And they're going to be like, oh, thanks. Like, I would love to know more about it. Or they're just going to be like, hey, not right now. And then you can handle it from there. But don't overcomplicate. It doesn't have to be this perfect transition. I think if you compliment them and tell them, oh man, like this has been so fun. And like, you're on my heart. And I know this seems random, but like, I need to just tell you. Or I love even being like, if I've had like a couple of conversations with them, I'll say, hey, so-and-so, it's been so fun talking with you. I know this is random, like say that because it's like kind of out of left field. I'm about to finalize my list for my up and coming routine group that's going to be focused on this, this, and this. Would you by chance want a spot in this or like to learn more? Because as I'm finalizing it, I thought of you. But yeah, don't overcomplicate throwing it in there, especially when you're being genuine, complimenting them and not sounding like a creep. Did that help?
Yeah, that's helpful. Thank you.
Good. Yeah, no problem. That's a really good question. I feel like I need to do a live video on that in my team page because I think a lot of people have that question. And if you ladies go to I put all of my content on YouTube, and you can subscribe to it or you can just go and look me up at any time. But I kind of want to show you this because I am very transparent. I don't hide any of my videos for my team, but they're also for challengers. So I have some challengers that check out my videos and they'll be like, hey, I saw your team video yesterday. And I'll talk about inviting, I'll talk about Success Cup. But I have some things in there more on inviting or like how to handle objections or burnt out coaches with self-doubt, like people who feel burnt out. Like if there's something that you feel is connecting with you, definitely go watch it. And then my challenge group videos for my event pages are all up there so you can see them. Yeah. And a side note, I pretty much built my entire business through YouTube. I mean, not recruiting through YouTube, but like teaching myself. So I all day will just listen to Success Club videos or inviting videos or I don't know, anything. I still do. I'll still go be like how to go Emerald videos. And it's because I always want to be in the know. I always want to hear it from someone else because it just clicks sometimes. Like I can say 5 times, like it's so annoying. I'll like say things and then someone else says it and the coach is like, oh yeah. And I'm like, that's what I've been saying for 2 years. It's just what happens. So, but I taught a lot of what I know because of YouTube. And it's funny because I'll hear some coaches speak. They're like, no, you don't do that. I've seen your videos. Like, no, you don't do that. Or I'll be like, yeah, you do that. Like, because I'll know, like, because I watch them and I know all the resources.
Any other questions, guys?
I kind of have one. Oh, sorry. I'll go first. So in our Team Cup page, the track kind of made, we're just like there's a training in the Beachbody Champions where it's basically like just times 10 everything you've been doing in the business for the month of August and just see what happens. So the tracker to me is scary, but I'm excited. But it's basically on it, it's like invite 20 people a day. And I guess my worry is I really hate the idea of cold inviting. I don't know. Like, I feel like most of your examples are not necessarily cold inviting because I do think that's like pushing salesy sometimes and I don't feel comfortable with that. And so like, I want like, cause when I'm first starting out, obviously I have to start 20 conversations a day. That's the other goal. And then just see how those morph. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
My cold inviting is all through my event pages. and my live videos on my Facebook and my posts, like, but the thing is, I'm very blunt. So on my page, I'll say, you guys are crazy to think that $160 is expensive. Like, I would say that in a live video. I have no problem saying it. And I think people, like, I am very transparent. So I don't rely on my social media in the sense, but I think because I'm just like I would be in a message, that people, and I'll even say, like, hey, you sitting on the sidelines and watching me for the last 3 years, it's time. Like, I'll say that in my videos. I'll be like, stop sitting on the sidelines. You need to stop. Or I'll give, like, examples. Like, I feel bad for people who give me objections because I always go live with them and they'll be like, I saw your video. Okay, I'll do it. Like, anytime they give me an objection, I'm going live about it. But my event pages are but if you make those Facebook lists, if you invite 300 people to your event page, go live in your event page, talk it up in your event page, they click going, bam, hey, I saw you click going to my routine challenge. Do you want a spot? That's an invite, right? But then it does start with you starting those 20 conversations. And then I just told Kaylee how to transition them. So you're talking to them. You just have to, like, sometimes do you ever see, like, the amount of messages in your box and you're like, I'm pretending that's not there. Yeah, all the time. So you're just going to have to be, like, disciplined of, this matters enough for me to go through it. And I try to power through all of them. And then I don't touch them. If people are responding, I'm not touching them. I'm just going down the line. And then do that, like, hey, it's been so fun chatting. I can't help but ask. And then your social media is awesome because maybe you're talking to them about life. And then you throw up a routine challenge group invite or post, and they're going to be like, hey, what is this you were talking about? Which is even cooler because you didn't even have to say anything. The more people you interact with on social media is social, right? They're going to see your posts. So the more conversations you have going on in your inbox, the more they're going to see your stuff. For a couple tips on your pictures, this sounds weird. Love your photo. And the reason you need to love it is Facebook's attracted to the happy interactions. So when you put the love button, it's going to actually, the algorithm is going to pop up more. So then the more comments you have in your pictures, the algorithm is going to pop it up more. So when you click love on their comments versus like, that's going to shoot it back up into the feed. So just I tag my video or tag my pictures hours later sometimes, because then it'll pop back up in the feed. So there's, like, certain things you can do to make sure people are seeing your stuff.
I'm going to piggyback on that because that tracker that Becca created, Julianne, I need to share it with you, actually.
Yeah.
Team might find some benefit in it too, but she really created an awesome tracker. But I will straight up say, even as, like, the leader of us all, like, I'm intimidated by that tracker. And so here's my deal. Even if you don't fill out 20 names for the invite, that doesn't mean you failed. That doesn't mean you can't share your tracker. That doesn't mean that you should just stop and tomorrow I won't do any more. You know, like, some, I tell everybody, some is better than none, right? Pressing 5 minutes is better than doing the whole workout if after 5 minutes you felt like I just can't do it, right?
Mm-hmm. That's totally what it's like winning the week. Like, try to get as much filled out. I'll show you guys, and you guys can totally take this, and maybe you can do it with that tracker, let me go to Team Happy and Fit, I'm doing this bingo card. So you guys can do a thing like when you throw it in. So Monday mornings they get to check in, and let me see the files. So then they just have to, like, do this, and then based on how many squares they black out, that enters them into a drawing or something like that. So maybe with your tracker, when they check in with it every day, that enters them in. And I'm doing those wet pads on the shower. I think they're the coolest thing ever. I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone needs one. You get a wet pad. You get a wet pad. Like, your best ideas are in the shower. But doing some kind of fun momentum thing. But I think the tracker thing, it's not about perfectionism. It is just about being better, 1% better every day. So if you did 20 invites, that intimidates me. Not in the sense of like it being hard, but I think it's because I'm lazy sometimes. Like I get comfortable where I'm like, oh, I know I'll hit Success Club because I make it a non-negotiable, but I'm like, I really could up the ante. So I think really that's what this Team Cup thing is. It's like you upping the ante, but thankfully you have a team of people that kind of puts that, not pressure, but like responsibility to be like, I gotta do it, right? Because you don't want to, you want to contribute. So you guys are awesome.
I love it.
I have a question too.
Oh, yes.
What's that?
I'm in like the early stages of coaching, and
Yay!
yeah, and I'm super duper nervous about a lot of things. So I'm wondering if a free group to be like my first real challenge group, is that a good idea as like as a way to sort of launch things and draw people in?
Yeah, my very first, so I only do one group a month actually. It's just my style. And then Brittany over here always has like these awesome 5 groups with all the beautiful graphics and things like that. I think the coolest thing about coaching is you get to like totally own you. Yeah, my husband did a man cave group. He is an active coach now, and he did it for anyone who would just get in there. And then he has hit Success Club 2 months in a row because of it, because in the group, like he'll do Shakeology facts, highlight ingredients, and you're showing people that it's not just a shake. Like it legitimately helps with digestion. It helps with brain function. Like it helps with cholesterol. It helps with all these things. I think the most people, Rebecca, you can get into a free group and you give them an experience that is incredible and you show them value. Absolutely. My first one was a 4-day clean eating. I know the energy was hyped. So for Team Cup, you'd probably want to schedule that out soon, where it starts on the 10th, it goes till the 14th. Then you filter those people in on the 24th. That's what I would do for a longer challenge. But with the nervousness, typically it's because you're afraid of judgment and what other people are going to have to say. And I just need you to answer this question. It's rhetorical, so don't actually, but what has this done for you? Were you a challenger before, or did you jump into coaching? I jumped into coaching, but as a challenger, where it's like, I had people mock me and make fun of me and all these things and say no to me in the beginning, but I'm like, this made me a happier person. I have more confidence because of this. I have to understand something, that everything they say is nothing to do about me, but everything to do with them. But also that they must feel really bad about themselves, that they would be judgmental that I'm healthy and happy. That, do you not want me to be healthy, or do you not want me to help people? Do you not want me, right, to like live this life? And you have to ask yourself those questions when you're feeling nervous, because typically that's surrounded by either I'm going to fail or I'm afraid of what people are going to think. And typically it's that I'm afraid of what people are going to think. But sister, there's going to be one negative person for every 1,000 positive people who have your back. And I can tell you that this crew has your back. Is Charlie home? Yay!
It's Papa!
Yay!
Frankie got crazy and it scared me, so I had to mute me.
Yeah. Rebecca, did that help?
Yeah, I did a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Sweet deal. All right.
Anything else, guys? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Okay, Julianne, you freaking rocked it. What did you say? Like, when you said that you'll post something and then you're like, yeah, that's the best post that I've ever done. Like, everyone's going to like it. Like, I want to be like, phone drop. Like, that's how I feel about it. But we all have those moments, those days, and I love it. I love how relatable you are. I love how you just make this business easy, right? And simple, and not feel the complicated business we tend to make it in our heads, right?
Just take action. That's all you need to do. And you guys, I still get posts that'll get like 2 likes. I don't let it derail me. I just keep going. So thanks for letting me be on. I love you guys. Thanks for letting me be here.
Quick photo, ladies.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, and I know ladies who are on your iPad, pretend like you're smiling, okay? All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Thank you, Julianne. You freaking rock. I will get this
Love you.
ASAP. Bye, guys.
Bye.